Hello. As you are all well aware, the winter season is upon us, and we are in the midst of the holiday season. Now, for many of us, the holiday season represents a time to gather together with family and friends and revel in the giving and sharing of the following things: joy, love, peace, and hope. All four of these things are supposed to represent the very essence of the holiday season. Unfortunately, however, for many of us, this is a time of great anxiety and depression. It is merely a continuation of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that plague us. For many of us, feel no joy. Many of us struggle to know love. And we find no peace, especially in our minds. And worst of all, and what I fear the most, is knowing that there are people out there who have lost all hope. You see, I can speak to all of this from my own personal experience. You know, many times I have read this quote, and it says that you can save a life by sharing your own story. And that is my intention here. You see, in the past several years, I have been diagnosed as suffering from general anxiety disorder, severe depression, and bipolar disorder. And although I have only known my diagnoses for a few years now, I chose to suffer in silence for many years. And there are reasons why I made that choice. You see, I felt immense guilt and shame over my thoughts and over my feelings. And the emotions that I felt. And the things that went through my head that I just couldn't understand. And I didn't know how to deal with. And the other reason was that there was already enough physical illness in my family and an associated emotional strain that went along with that illness. And I could not bear the thought of furthering that strain by burdening anybody with my mental illness. However, the point I want to make about this decision of mine is that by suffering in silence, I simply put myself in a position where that decision was almost a means to my end. One night I went down into the basement to do laundry. And while I was down there, I suddenly became fixated on the rafters above my head. And I started to wonder if they were high enough, and if my feet would touch the ground. And it was by the grace of God that I was awakened from this stupor. And I was gripped by the fear that came from the realization of what I was planning. I immediately went upstairs and I told my wife that I needed to go to the emergency room. And you know, it's as if she knew exactly why. Because she asked no questions. She simply drove me to the emergency room. Now, when I got to the hospital, I had to break my silence. I had to tell the woman at the reception desk why I was there. And I was immediately admitted to the ER. And I had to talk. I had to tell them. I had to finally let people know what was going on. And the most blessed thing was that I knew that I was surrounded by people who wanted to care for me and who wanted to help me. And that being said, I was admitted to the hospital for suicidal ideation. And there's a point I want to make that goes along with that hospitalization. Not only was I hospitalized there and then, but I have been hospitalized 5 consecutive times for suicidal ideation. And that is not to mention all the times that I thought about suicide and never said a word. The important point that I want to make here is that despite all of that, I'm here. And I'm here telling you my story. You see, it takes time to find the right care, the right medication, and it takes a commitment to work to change your mindset and stay alive. But you can do it. And for those of you who have your doubts, I want to tell you that your value as a human being is immeasurable. Immeasurable. And that's no matter what you believe or no matter what you're thinking right now. And I want to tell you that all I want for Christmas and every other day of the year is for you to stay with us, to be alive, and to learn to live there is hope and love and peace of mind to be found. I promise you this. Now, if you need to talk to somebody, please call the numbers that appear in this post, either above me or below me. And if you feel like you are going to hurt yourself or somebody else, then you need to call 911 directly and immediately. And if you are a friend or family member of somebody that you fear is going to hurt themselves or somebody else, then you need to immediately dial 911 directly. In closing, I just want to wish everybody happiness and peace and love and hope. And God bless you all. Thanks for listening.